coming up tonight, Barrister Tamfuh Richard and Armel Tchuenmegne have been given a 6-month suspended sentence as they were accused of destruction of public property and assault on security officers. Also, the Cameroon Bar Association have sent a strong note to men and women of the black robes to down their robes on the 30th of November as their rights are being trampled upon. Also talking December 6th elections, the Cameroon Party for National Reconciliation is introducing its candidates for the regional elections with several strategies on board. This was in a press conference last weekend. And in sports, the president of the Confederation of African Football has been charged 200,000 Swiss francs and found guilty of breaching FIFA's code of ethics. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching this 6 p.m. newscast on Spectrum Television. I am Josephine Bindzi. As announced in the headlines, Barrister Tamfuh Richard and Armel Tchuenmegne have been given a 6-month suspended sentence as they were accused of destruction of public property and rather guilty on the assault on security officers following the hit at the Bonanjo Court of First Instance this November. This sentence means they will not serve the terms of prison sentence but are under the watchful eyes of forces of law and order within this period of time. Peter Nsosier completes that story.
Barrister Tamfuh Richard and Armel Tchuenmegne have stood silent all through their trial Monday at the Bonanjo Court of First Instance, despite repeated questioning from the presiding judge. Adama Musa Ipus Domshe, they stayed mute. The court case started at about 11:40 a.m. and was suspended with the charges read to them. They are being accused of assault on security officers and destruction of public properties following the brawl at the same court on November 10, 2020. Lawyers from across the board, including 2 former bar presidents, are present to support their colleagues. They are challenging the court's decision to try them, believing that the prosecution does not have proof to show that their colleagues committed any crime. In the meantime, the Cameroon Bar Council has announced that lawyers will down their robes and wigs from the 30th of November 2020, meaning they won't be in court and will renounce judicial honors for their fallen president, Barrister Charles Chakunte Party, initially previewed at the Supreme Court in Yaoundé and the Court of Appeal in Douala.
Now talking the lawyers' strike action, the decision of the Cameroon Bar Association to strike will have an impact on the justice sector in Cameroon. Peter Nsosier sought the views of Barrister Joseph Claude Belliga on the issue on this matter.
Barrister Joseph Claude Belliga has defended the decision by the Cameroon Bar Association ordering lawyers in Cameroon to down their robes and wigs. Talking to STV, the former executive member of the Cameroon Bar Association laments that the rights of lawyers are violated with impunity. We realize that we are victims of violence when we get to gendarmerie and police stations, whereas the Criminal Procedure Code demands that we assist our clients at police, gendarmerie stations and other detention centers. The lawyers' strike to start November 30 will see them absent from all criminal cases in all courts across the country. They will also renounce judicial honors for their deceased president, Barrister Charles Chakunte Party, a move that will obviously affect the dispensation of justice in the country. But above all, the image of Cameroon is at stake. When lawyers are attacked, associations rise up, and it is the image of our country that is being tampered. I am not saying that lawyers are above the law, but some aspects have to be taken into consideration. The Bar Association believes that there is an elaborate plan by the state to hinder lawyers from exercising their duties. Barrister Joseph Claude Belliga has urged litigants to bear with the protest as it is for the good of the judiciary in Cameroon.
And let's now talk campaign strategies for the December 6th regional elections. The Cameroon Party for National Reconciliation say it is optimistic towards the upcoming regional elections for December 6th. The party has used Saturday's opportunity to introduce all campaign plans as well as spell out objectives to challenge their opposition parties in the following report. In typical campaign manner, the Cameroon Party for National Reconciliation, in its French acronym PCRN, has launched its campaign to present its candidates in the Sanaga Maritime, Vuri and Kam divisions.
We have studied the four corners of the littoral region, and we have realized that there are so many weaknesses from these areas. So we believe that with our project of the society, we'll be able to convince, we'll be able to win the hearts of these municipal councillors of the party on power.
Still new in the political grounds of the country, electorates are optimistic to lure their opposition to their side.
So we are counting on our project, our societal project, that will be able to convince the people of Douala and the municipal councillors. The problem is, as the party on power or the regime on power has so many municipal councillors, us we don't have enough. But we believe that with our project of the society, we are going to be able to convince even those from the other party, which is the RDPC, to come and dine and gain from the importance of our project, because this project is so rich, it's so touching.
The president of the Cameroon Party for National Reconciliation, Honorable Cabral Libi, has urged all candidates to be a perfect representation of the party as they stand ready to serve the people. Under the framework of stepping up national security, the governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Diboa, has issued an administrative order prohibiting people from entering bars, restaurants and supermarkets with backpacks. The order, which took effect on Friday, November 20, has been received differently by inhabitants of the littoral region. Oni Ladonet went out for her information and has the following details.
Faced with a growing insecurity in Douala, the governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Diboa, has prohibited the wearing of backpacks in bars, restaurants and even supermarkets. This order is aimed at protecting inhabitants of Douala.
It's for our security and we are doing our best, so it is respected. We hardly see people come with backpacks. It is a bar, not a traveling agency. But if we see anyone with a backpack, we will ask him to leave or try to identify the content of his bag.
Issued on Friday, November 20th, the law comes few days after the explosion of a locally produced explosive at Rai Bonaberi in the Douala 4 municipality.
Mon sentiment, pour moi, c'est une mesure louable. Et comme toute mesure louable, il faudrait bien que son implémentation soit possible et très facilitée. Surtout.
It is an applaudable law that has to be effectively implemented, especially by the population. This is because regardless of what we see, inhabitants are the victims, so it is a good measure. The population, my fellow brothers, should comply to the smooth implementation of the order.
Vraiment louable et vivement que la population, ou alors que mes chers frères puissent faciliter l'implémentation de celui-ci et vraiment adhérer à la décision.
Though an applaudable action, some inhabitants think effective implementation will be difficult.
Pour certains qui transportent leur matériel dans le sac, comment ils vont donc faire après?
For those transporting their equipment in their bags, what will they do? We have people who leave work and go straight to the bars to hang out with friends. So how will that happen now? Will they go back home and drop their bags before meeting up with their friends? What if they live far from work?
comment ça va se passer? Donc il va rentrer à la maison, déposer ça qui est revenu, et s'il habite loin. Donc c'est ça ma question. C'est ça. C'est pas facile.
Vigilance is demanded from the population of Douala, who are being encouraged by authorities to alarm security forces in case of suspicious luggage.
The stretch of road at Mpopi, a commercial zone in the Douala 1 municipality, is slowly degrading. For 4 years, traders in this area have been facing a negative impact on their activities due to the poor nature of the roads. We remain with you on Eladonet.
2 hours is the minimum amount of time used by vehicles when transporting goods at the Mpopi stretch of road in the Douala 1 municipality. Despite being a great commercial environment, this road is slowly deteriorating daily, with potholes filled with dirty, stagnant water formed throughout.
You can see for yourself the state of the road. If the state can help, on Mondays and Thursdays, you spend 2 hours here.
Tu fais 2 heures du temps pour passer ici là. C'est pas facile pour nous, vraiment.
Tu entres ici, tu peux faire facilement 2 heures de temps sans bouger. Tu peux entrer ici à 10 heures, tu reçois.
When a car enters here, it can stay for over 2 hours without moving. You can come here at 10 a.m. and leave at 2 p.m. It's going from bad to worse. As the place keeps flourishing, things get more difficult. Sometimes the truck of the second-handed goods will come in. When it gets bad, we will spend the whole day waiting. Now we are forced to carry out goods on our heads. With the degrading state of the road, we have porters who come here every day to help us offload.
Il y a beaucoup de pousseurs qui s'installent pour nous aider à déstocker les voitures pour mettre dans les magasins.
This degrading state is posing a veritable nightmare for business owners in this area.
This has been for about 4 years, for about 4 years, and every day, truck, car, counting that they fall here. It's very dangerous. Most of our customers, they avoid this place because of this route. So we lost customer every day, and we pay tax too much because of this place, but no customer. So it's very, very dangerous.
Yeah, we are facing a lot of difficulties in this road. Like when we load, to go out with the truck is too difficult to us to go out with the truck. The road is not good. So if there's a way that they can do, we can get a help, that the road should be nice like this one, it will be better.
About the bad condition of the road, everyone knows that when the road is fixed, it increases development, because we need a good environment to improve people performance. So we know that this road is the capital of the economy, because vehicles are getting bad. Why? After they have struggled to buy it.
These businessmen are calling on government to help repair the road so as to ease the flow of business activities.
We don't have choice. We don't have choice. We have to be there. This is our place that we work. So we don't have choice. It's difficult, but we must be there. If government can arrange this route, we'll be very happy.
Comme ça là, c'est une société. Pour la livraison, il faut faire au moins.
To deliver goods, I will spend the whole day just to deliver 5 or 6 cartons. It's not easy for us. The state should help us. I am all sweaty. I spent 1 hour transporting these right up to this point.
Là-bas pour arriver ici là, c'est pas facile pour nous.
The Mpopi stretch of road is just one of the many stretch of roads slowly degrading here in the economic capital, Douala.
And we now take you to the southwest region of Cameroon, where youths in Boya have been schooled on how to create and promote the made-in brand Cameroon. This has been during a forum in Boya, jointly organized by the Ministry of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises and the International Labour Organization. We have details with Peter Nsosi.
Unemployment remains a major scourge amongst youths of the southwest region, with the problem compounded by the prevailing socio-political and security crisis. Empowering them to create employment opportunities for themselves and others is of utmost importance to the government.
The bulk of our population is made up of young people, and we cannot pretend that government or government enterprises will employ most of our youth. So we can empower them, create an enabling environment. At this point in time, we have youths who are well educated, well trained, and most of them lack what to do at times because of the lack of knowledge. They lack knowledge to know the doors to knock.
It is for this reason that the Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Promotion Agency, in collaboration with the International Labour Organization, has schooled some youth in Boya on how to start and improve their businesses. The concerned have also taken lessons on some tools of the Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Promotion Agency.
Having authorization to collect these things from the forests, but we are grateful that the government has solved a problem like that we can have the authorization to collect. The next thing that is troubling us now, looking at the good packaging that we have, is standardization. Is how to analyze these products so that these products could go further out of Cameroon.
At the time when government is advocating for economic patriotism, the program is intended to promote made-in-Cameroon products and draw the public to it.
The population in general, they have to know that they have to consume natural products. They have to value what they have, because if they don't value, they always take abroad. We are cultivating all this for them because of the medicinal value of all what we are doing. So it's very nice.
Youths of the Southwest region have been challenged to become job creators so as to contribute immensely to the national economy.
On our international page, the COVID-19 pandemic has forced an estimated 40% of Black African Americans' owned businesses to close since February, but help is on the way. Details with the VOA.
Washington ice cream shop owner Karen Sellers has been trying to keep Here's the Scoop alive ever since the coronavirus pandemic hit the U.S. in March. The crisis caused by COVID-19 has caused her profits to plummet. That's why Sellers hopes to get assistance from soda maker PepsiCo, which has announced a $10 million grant in support of Black restaurateurs.
I do think something very necessary, even for myself, with opening up this business. I would love to apply for the program because it would allow me the support to be able to step back and really look at my business model to see where certain things could be added to, allow for the growth that is necessary to be able to sustain yourself even through the good times.
PepsiCo representatives say the initiative aims to give restaurant owners more than just a financial boost. Created in partnership with the National Urban League, the Black Restaurant Accelerator program will provide access to capital, training, mentorship, and other supports focused on helping them develop actionable plans for growth.
There's essentially a tailored program that we're going to provide for these restaurants. The key is that each restaurant will be given essentially a customized level of support, depending on what stage of development they are in as a restaurant, what their unique situation is.
PepsiCo will begin accepting applications for the program early next year, with the goal of assisting approximately 500 Black-owned businesses in 12 U.S. cities over the next 5 years. PepsiCo says all restaurants have suffered during the pandemic, but one category in particular faced hurdles made even more severe by COVID-19.
There are historical and structural inequalities that are in place in the restaurant business and more broadly with Black businesses in America. So those structural inequities and inequalities are really being revealed by the disproportionate impact, or the impact of COVID, and that's what's having the disproportionate effect.
Virginia Ali owns Ben's Chili Bowl, one of the best-known eateries in the nation's capital. Ali says support is more important than ever for Black restaurant owners.
I think the help is, we're grateful for the support, and I think it's part of our culture. We've been a part of this city for 62 years right here at Bindzi, and it's important to keep those restaurants going. It's part of the community. So when this is all over, we still want those restaurants here to support our communities.
Before the crisis, Sellers did her best to support young people who wanted to build their career in the restaurant business.
I wanted to really teach young people, job skills, number one, just simply from high school, understanding the basic, necessities, showing up on time, good customer service, educating yourself. But I also wanted to teach them, just based on my own personal experience, financial literacy.
To be able to continue to boost others, Sellers could now use a boost herself. Karina Befredjan for VOA News, Washington.
And in sports, Ahmad Ahmad, the president of the Confederation of African Football, has been found guilty of breaching FIFA's Code of Ethics, thus earned him a 5-year ban from national and international football with 200,000 Swiss francs. John Paul Sama has details in his report.
The adjudicatory chamber of the Independent Ethics Committee has found Ahmad Ahmad, the president of the Confederation of African Football and FIFA vice president, guilty of having breached Article 15, 20 and 25 of the 2020 edition of the FIFA Code of Ethics, as well as the 28th. Duty of loyalty, offering and accepting gifts or these benefits, abuse of position and misappropriation of funds during the period of 2017 and 2019 earned the head of the Continental Football Governing Body a 5-year ban from all football-related activities, both national and international, with a fine of 200,000 Swiss francs. The adjudicatory chambers, in an extensive hearing, ruled based on information gathered by the investigatory chamber, and Ahmad is said to have breached his duty of loyalty amongst the other charges. This suspension comes at a time when Cameroon is preparing to host the African Nations Championship in barely 2 months, in a context marked by crisis between the Cameroon Football Federation and the Cameroon Professional Football League, with the 2021 African Cup of Nations pushed forth by the Ahmad Ahmad-led Confederation to 2022 after it was stripped from them in 2019 to Egypt. Ahmad Ahmad is being replaced at the helm of the Confederation of African Football by Constant Omari, the first vice president, on interim basis, a position he occupied when the president contracted COVID-19 and was out of duty.
Still in sports, now in cycling, Moïse Mogisha has won the 20th edition of the Chantal Biya Grand Prix. The Rwandan cyclist did so in 16 hours, 20 minutes and 17 seconds, with the best Cameroonian rider, Clovis Kamzong Abesolo, coming in third in the general classification. We remain with you, John Paul Sama.
Hervé Raoumba of the SNH Velo Club was urged by a split second at the finish line of the 5th lap of the Chantal Biya International Cycling Tour by Paul Domont of Burkina Faso to win the last and final lap of the race. But it is Moïse Mogisha who topped this year's classification table, bagging home the yellow jersey after a total time of 16 hours, 20 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock. The best Cameroonian cyclist is ranked third, as the SNH Velo Club held their heads high, with Clovis Kamsong Abesolo occupying that spot with 1 minute and 32 seconds off the top of the chart. The 20th edition of the Chantal Biya International Cycling Tour has concluded, with Cameroon looking forward to claiming victory the next time when it comes knocking.
And that report concludes it for us tonight of the news. Thanks for watching. We will be back tomorrow for more information in the country and why not around you. Good night.